All right, so this is the beginning of day 5. Camped along the road here, and it's Saturday, so hoping that I don't have a lot of rush hour traffic. I'm gonna try again to get started basically at sunrise, and thought a lot about last night and of what the plan is now that I'm a little bit off schedule. And not today, but the following day was like a 25-mile day and mostly downhill. So the plan there was have a short day, take a day off the next day. And I really need that day off. Headed into Nevada, but and I think I can still get it, because what I'm going to do today is not ride the full 50 that I was going to ride, because I have 14 to do before that, which obviously I proved yesterday I can't do on these hills, or in these mountains. I think I'm safe to call them mountains at this point. But so step one, get to Cook Station, get some food, get things charged up while I'm there for a couple hours maybe, and then figure out where the next stop point is. And then my 25-mile day is going to end up obviously being longer, but still doable, I believe. And then I still get my day off. So, and it puts me back on schedule, basically. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. This feels amazing compared to yesterday, at the end of the day. I'm sure the legs will get stressed here in the next couple of miles, but this is 1,000 times better. So I'm right on the edge, I believe, of El Dorado National Forest, because I've seen a couple of signs that have said leaving. This says this on the other side of this one. But about 5 miles away from breakfast this morning. Still a decent amount of climbing. Probably another 1,000 feet, I'm gonna guess. Maybe 1,200 at the most. But notice the water bottles on my bike. So the bottom one is what I call my uh-oh bottle. When I start drinking out of that, I'm out of water other than in that bottle. So I've got to make sure I really watch what I'm doing. I do have a water filter, but obviously you got to have a stream for that, and there's nothing that I've seen. A lot of fenced area up here, even though it's national forest. So like barbed wire fence, so you can't really get across it even if there was a stream close. Not easily anyways. But yeah, so I'm down to my uh-oh bottle. But 5 miles, I can figure that out, right? That's not a big deal. So I guess I should say I planned it well, but the reality is probably more lucky than anything. Here's the restaurant. Looks like all they have is food. That's good for me. Gonna recharge some stuff and hopefully recharge myself. And then figure out where I'm gonna stay tonight. Alright, I just left Cook Station. Took a long break there. Make sure I drank a lot of water. New plan for tonight is to get to Silver Lake, which is still about another 3,000 feet of climbing. But that gives me a very doable day tomorrow and gets me back on schedule. So it's about 25 miles to Silver Lake, and I'm probably going to do a hotel tonight if the hotel's not booked full. We'll see what happens.
Who can say where this road will go? And who can hear how the night's gonna move? But it's alright, yeah, it's alright with me, yeah. And who can say where this road will lead? Who can say what this life has meant? But it's alright, yeah, it's alright with me.
At this point in the day, I had once again realized I was not going to make my daily goal. I was out of energy. I worked with my support staff at home to try and find the closest campsite. After making a call, I discovered all the campsites in the mountains were still closed for the season. This could be trouble. I took a side road to get away from the traffic, and it dawned on me that I was going to add another 3+ miles of uphill to my ride tomorrow, so I stopped along the road for another night of wild camping. So this is my camp spot for the night. Somewhere in this space. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but found out today, just a short time ago, that none of the campsites are open yet for the season. So guess it's going to be a lot of wild camping, which is okay. Not a big deal. As long as I don't get yelled at or run off or whatever. I didn't make reservations far enough out for anything because, not that it would have mattered at this point because I'm all off schedule. So, but I would have known, I guess, if I'd have tried, that nothing was open. So, tomorrow, big day, probably close to 50 miles. Should not be as much climbing as the last couple of days. And then, I am not going in there. That is all prickly bushes, so that ain't gonna happen. Big day tomorrow. Should hopefully be able to get my 50 in. I think it's about 3,000 feet of climbing, which I've done the last couple of days. And then I think at that point I should be an overnighter at a Warm Showers host, and lots of rest hopefully. So legs are feeling it. So I just hung my first bear bags. Not too difficult. Hopefully I know obviously a bear could climb that tree and get to it, but it's about the best branch I could find that I felt that I could get a rock over, and I had enough string to do what I needed to do, or enough rope. So we'll see how it goes. It's about 150 feet away from the campsite, so I think that's okay. I did make a big boo-boo when I ate dinner at the campsite, which was tuna. Good thing bears don't like tuna. Yes, I know bears like tuna. Or fish, I guess. So that's what I had. So I'm gonna brush my teeth up here. Just something they say to do. I'm gonna go back and sit in my chair, and then I'm going to go to bed very early. It is 5 o'clock on the West Coast. I'll probably be easily in bed by 5:30. So it's Sunday morning. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I'll be calling my wife at some point in time today. But it got cold last night, but I slept pretty well considering the surface that I'm on is pretty rocky. Spent way too much. I should have kept riding yesterday. I still had some left, and but is what it is. Today is just under 50 miles. I've got one massive climb up the Carson Pass. I got a little climb I got to finish today, or this morning, and then down to Silver Lake region, which is a nice downhill. Then up the Carson Pass, and a couple other small climbs. I don't know what to say that's not going to sound cheesy. Man, this is beautiful. This is the Bert Lund Memorial Overlook is where this is at. Straight off 88. First mile was tough this morning, coming out of the hill. I think that's the lake I was supposed to stay at last night. Stopped about halfway down the hill, and boy, am I glad I did. Because that climb was tough. Next mile on 88 wasn't bad. Very doable. I think the thin air is getting to me a little bit as far as just trying to breathe. So, at about 6,600 feet, which means I got about 3,000 more feet to climb in elevation, which probably means more climbing than that. So, I don't know what today's going to look like. I'm at the base of Silver Lake, and looks like it runs off into a creek over there. But I see no stores, nothing of any place to give me food. The lodge is closed, it's not open yet for the season. That's what I was heard yesterday, and based on the little or basically no traffic, I'm going to agree with that. So I'm going to filter some water, and I'm going to have some peanut butter and tortilla for my breakfast slash lunch. So Carson Pass, here we come. The sun is warm, wind is cold, and I can't think of too many better places that I've had a lunch from a view perspective. One last shot of Silver Lake. After having lunch at one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, I continued on. It didn't take long before I was back to walking a bit and then riding a bit. Later in this trip, I would find out I was burning 6,000 calories a day. Tortillas and peanut butter lunches were not replacing what I was burning. The last good internet connection I had showed snow in the forecast for this evening. The song Riding the Storm Out by REO Speedwagon was on repeat in my head. I didn't think another night in the mountains was a good idea, and I didn't have enough in the tank to get me to South Lake Tahoe today. I thought I'd try my hand at hitchhiking at the next turnout. Against everything I had ever been told, I placed my bike against the guardrail, stuck out my thumb, and within 30 seconds, a pickup stopped. Scott, a cyclist himself, was headed to South Lake Tahoe. It was meant to be. Once in Lake Tahoe, I'd buy Scott lunch for bailing me out, and we would hang out a bit. After several days of being virtually alone, I craved the human interaction. 3 hours after he picked me up on the side of the road, I'd say goodbye to Scott and thank him again. After a night in a hotel room listening to howling winds, I knew I'd made the right decision. I would spend my scheduled off day eating breakfast at Bert's Cafe and breakfast dessert at Ernie's Coffee Shop, just down the street, and yes, that was intentional. While at Bert's, I noticed signing the credit card receipt I was having trouble writing. Fine motor skills were shot. I chalked that up to dehydration and picked up a few Gatorades on the way back to the hotel. Food, drink, laundry, route confirmation, and sleep were the top priorities for the day. The next night would be the worst night of my life. What was supposed to be a ride to Carson City started with a ride to the emergency room. Through the night, I woke up several times, gasping for air, and I couldn't get the negative thoughts of riding in Nevada out of my head. I had never in my life had a panic attack, but this was it. I was done with the trip. Looking towards several long days of climbing mountains in Nevada, I had no thoughts of success. After a middle-of-the-night call with my wife of 31 years, she convinced me to go to the local ER in a few stern words on how I was not quitting on my dream. At the ER, I had lost the ability to manipulate a pen. I was scared. After several tests, I was diagnosed with a rhinovirus, dehydration, and probably elevation sickness, and a few other things based on the previous week of riding. I was given an oral steroid and told I would probably take 4 or 5 days off to recover, but the schedule certainly didn't allow for that. Leaving the hospital, I was met with ice pellets and snow squalls. I booked a room about 8 miles up the lake and took another rest day. Thanks to everyone at Barton Health, from the ER doc and nurses to the security guard that assured my bike would be safe.